Hi, this is Jeremy Moskowitz, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use PolicyPak to apply certain rules on demand. So this comes in handy for developers a lot of times where they want to run Visual Studio most of the time as a standard user, but they need to run it sometimes with elevated rights. Could be any kind of user, but that's a pretty typical case. Here's an example of an application that works this way. This application called Tree Size Free, it will work if you're not running as an admin, but then if you start doing some stuff and it says, look, I can only do my best work when I'm running as an admin. So by way of example, you can see it's doing its thing, but it still wants you to be an admin for some of the functions. So you need to run it as an admin some of the time. What are you going to do? Well, let's go ahead and create a rule for it. So let's go ahead and do, for our East Sales users, we'll do PPLPM apply on demand example. Okay, so then we'll right click here and click edit, and we'll dive down under user side, under least privilege manager, and here we go. So we'll right click add, we'll create a new executable policy to make this thing kick off. Now, if we were to do this normally, I'm going to just use hash to make this go a little, I'm going to use hash to make this go a little faster here. So I happen to have the same app here on my machine, program files x86, jam, tree size free. Okay, so I'm going to say when I see this application, then I want to run it with elevated privileges. Now, if I do this, this is going to make it run every single time with elevated privileges. Let's just do this and see what happens. Okay, you already know the drill. It's just going to elevate it. But let's go ahead and do it anyway for the sake of just kind of understanding the full example here. So again, you could use the combo rules. You could use the, any kind of rule you want. I'm just kind of doing it fast because I'm not really going after rules in this case. I want you to understand the concept of apply on demand. So now let's go ahead and run tree size free. Now remember, we've got a rule, which means it's now always running with admin rights, which may not be what you want. So if we select the directory here and select the disk, hey, it's running great as an admin, but depends on your app. Maybe you don't want it to run as an admin all the time when you double click it. See, every time you double click it, the rule is going in place. Well, there's a middle ground, and it's called apply on demand. So what we're going to do is we're going to double click in here, and we're going to find the little flippity bit that is called, let's see, there it is, apply on demand. So what apply on demand does is that it gives you the ability to teach your users to, when they need to apply this as an admin, to simply right click and apply on demand. So after this is done, what we're saying now, when they double click on tree size free, run as a standard user, because again, your application like Visual Studio or something like that can run normally as a standard user most of the time. So look at that, standard user, that's great, everything is good, it still works just fine. You can select a folder and everything's good. But when you need to run as admin, no problem. What are you going to do? Right click and run with PolicyPak, shebang. And in this case, now you are applying on demand. It's running with admin rights just when needed, not all the time. So that's a great middle ground to help you out of that jam. Okay. So we also have another whole thing called self-elevate. That's a different thing, different video. Self-elevate is where users are empowered to install their applications themselves or run as admin rights with justification text. That's not this. If you want to check that out, that's another video. So this video is about apply on demand. That other video is about self-elevate. Hope this helps you out. Looking forward to getting started with PolicyPak real soon. Take care.